It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we—
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissalma too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how... How is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissalma was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissalma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elphin?
Living for the sake of dying. is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in, then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion, when her thorns went wild. They contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I wonder what we'll find out there this time.
Most likely... Zeugles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
What's on the other side of this door, anyway?
Why ask me when you can just open it and find out?
This is...
But this is...
Right.
Kisara. Oh!
Wow!
Nice one, Alphen.
Thanks. Gotta keep up with the competition.
Personally, I prefer Bologna.
Got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
We've reached our destination.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it. We've reached our destination.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Seriously?
Here we go!
Aw.
Good grief. Remind me again why we're all getting soaking wet just to find some fishing hole?
Some things are better left unquestioned.
But
What?
Something wrong?
no, not at all. Gee, I wonder where that fishing hole could be.
What's this thing? This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
You picked the wrong fight.
Here goes!
Dragon Swarm!
Ground and power!
Try
Power
this.
of flame! Vanish without a trace! Here goes!
Explosive ring!
On guard!
Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane strike! Hey, you all just away!
Double demon fist!
Alright! Piercing
Flame inside is yours to be let free.
Now!
More! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Radiant pierce!
Leave the enemy's arts to me.
Tiger blade!
No complaint here!
Getting started!
Strike!
By the power of water!
Dragon Swarm!
Power of flame! Vanish this one's mine! Hurricane strike!
Explosive ring!
Holy land!
Dragon Swarm!
That's it! Tiger blade!
Rising Water! Ruin Gate!
Burning!
It's over!
Raging
Luna
storm!
Rogo!
Piercing him! Freeze Piercing roll!
You're
Here
mine!
goes! Dance in the
Ruin
wind!
Gate!
This one's mine! Luna here goes! Hurricane
Dragon Swarm! Rising Water!
Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
Ruin Gate! Dragon Swarm!
Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more! That astral energy was incredible!
I gave it everything I had.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Here I come!
Inferno Club! Raging storm!
You're mine!
Celestial hammer!
Ruin! That buzzing is driving me mad!
Confiscated.
You made me angry.
That's the airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
No! Can't end here!
Shining sister on my tail. Illuminate the art expert coming through.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Resuscitation.
Not done yet!
Don't mind if I do.
You're mine!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that. Resuscitation.
Sleep now.
Here I come!
Sparkling star.
Take this!
Rain down.
Thrust!
Purify all.
Going in.
Dragon Swarm! Swallow
Thanks
Blade!
for the healing. Watch it. Yeah. You too. Illuminate the
Dragon Swarm!
Make it rain.
Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
Ruin Gate! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned. Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
Without a trace.
Holy land.
Explosive ring!
Double flame knight. Will this help?
You're mine!
Fire complete.
I'll heal you all.
Take this! Strike!
Look sharp.
Holy land.
Look sharp.
Take this!
I may have bit off more than I could chew.
Annihilation.
Dragon Swarm!
It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire.
Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Here, let me
Not
help.
again! I'm not done!
I call
You're
upon
mine!
thee! Listen!
Strike!
Hear me! Flame of Fury! Feel!
Explosive Ray!
Maybe this one.
Dragon
Here's
Swarm!
the healing hook!
Double Defense!
That's it!
You're mine! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Illuminate
Double
the
Defense! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! Now! You're mine!
Hurricane Swarm! I'll be saving this
Dragon Swarm!
Here goes!
Swallow Blade!
Healing circle! Time to go!
Now I can let loose the
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
I don't even know the word defeat. Now!
It's over!
Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
Do it! It's here! More for stop!
Step back. This one's all law.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Gotta break through! Take this!
Laser spear!
Burn in hell! Dragon Swarm! Looks like this! Explosive Ray!
Raging cascade!
Dragon
Radiant
Swarm!
Shot! Dance in the wind! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Rondo!
Going in!
It's over!
One more! Here!
Lunar Rondo!
Laser Ray!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I need to be stronger.
What's with that shining foe over there?
Don't get careless.
You're mine!
Don't tell me.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. This one's mine.
Not done yet!
Into the shadows!
Here I come!
Vanish without a trace! Dance in the wind!
You're
Here's
mine!
one!
An astral arc?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Now I can let loose!
On her back!
No further! What? What the hell is going on?
Fall back, Alvin. We'll take point here.
I have no limits! You picked the wrong
Bring
fight!
you down. How do you like being pounded into shit?
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Going in! Resuscitation! Thunderblade!
Not done yet!
Not like this!
Stay away from my friend! Now I can let loose!
Confiscated! Annihilation!
Strike!
By the
Dragon
power
Swarm!
of flame! Vanish without a trace!
Swallow Blade! Strike!
I may have bit off
We
more than I
got
could
your energy!
Take this!
You're mine!
Not in your dreams!
This one's all mine! Try this!
Lightning orb!
Explosive
Where
Ray!
would that came from?
Swallow
Lightning
Blade!
condensed! Who cares?
You'll pay for that! There! Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I can
feel the medicine working.
Resuscitation!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Resuscitation!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Train harder.
Resuscitation! Hard malevolence! Magic is there! Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
You get the tip! In here!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Lightning condemned! Thunder!
Shield at face.
Illuminate the
Not
door!
done yet.
Come first! Holy Glitter! Holy Land!
Dragon Swarm!
Take this! Hurricane Strike!
Dragon Swarm!
Hold on to your arms!
Make it red!
Here I come!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice
it.
technique.
Champion Steel! Solar Cannon!
I'm not done!
Not on my watch!
This one's mine.
No escape! Dragon Swarm! Strike! Rising Wyvern! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Far beyond the darkest
Not a
sky!
chance.
I
No
call
escape.
Hurricane!
Rising Shot! Double Demon Fang!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting
Dragon
off?
Swarm!
More
Rising Wyvern!
Make it
I'm
rain!
not done! Dohalim! In an instant! Impact Claw! Now! Here I come! No escape! Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm!
Look sharp.
You're finished!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
This should be a good place to fight.
Wow, Kisara! It's so big!
You're talking about my shield, right?
That turned out good, if I do say so myself. Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? I wanted to ask you something.
I'm all ears.
How much contact did you have with the other lords back in the day?
I only saw or exchanged words with them on a handful of occasions. Not that I was particularly keen on even that much.
Almeidrea made it sound like the two of you had some kind of history together.
She was like that with all of the lords, not just me. She was always interested in who she could use, who had value for her own ends. Having said that, she wasn't quite so brazen back when we were still in Lenegis. In a sense, she may have been a victim of the crown contest as well.
Almeidrea? A victim?
To a Renan, there is no greater honor in life than being chosen to serve as a lord, let alone to go on and become the next sovereign. We are taught that from the day we leave the womb. There are few Renans who wouldn't be ecstatic at the prospect of ascending to lordship.
You were like that though, right? You've always struck me as a more grounded guy.
No sane Renan would ever dare admit that their interests lie in anything but power and prestige, even if they feel so in their heart of hearts.
The more you talk about it, the more it seems like the crown contest is nothing but misery for Renans, too.
Which is why I seek to end it. Not that I imagine Dahnans such as Rinwell are all that interested in hearing tales of woe such as mine. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I have a bad feeling about this. Hurricane strike! Going in! Not on my watch! Into the shadows! How do you like being pounded into shape?
Dragon Force!
Guess I had to use it somewhere. Will this help? I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! This one's mine! Let the marksman handle this! Now my clothes are restored! Here's a healing.
Stay away from my friend!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Leave the enemy's arts to me.
No place here!
Holy Land!
This one's mine!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc!
Vacuum blade!
First aid! This life's than you look!
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic! This one's mine!
Burn!
This one's mine!
Dragon form!
Here goes!
Try this!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix
Cyclone! Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
I call upon thee!
It's over!
Dragon form!
What an now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Gotta break through! You're mine!
Glacial Spear! Here, that'll bring you down!
Dragon form!
Hurricane Strike!
Explosive ray!
These things really get on my nerves.
Hurricane Strike!
Dragon form!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly! Going in!
Try this!
Make it break!
Explosive ray!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Well, looky here.
This cavern is surprisingly big. Not to mention nice and cool, too.
The way the light from the glowing stones reflects in the water, it almost feels like a dream.
What, this damp and slimy place? Are we looking at the same thing?
Don't get careless!
You're mine!
Don't tell me!
Hurricane Spear!
Confiscated!
This one's mine!
Dragon form!
This one's mine!
Now,
Inferno Pulsing!
I'll be saving you. Here's a healing arc.
Take this!
Lightning orb!
Why
To stop you dying?
Here goes!
Try this! Inferno turret! You're finished! The enemy wields art too.
You'll soon see about that.
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Will this help?
Escape! You picked the wrong fight! Okay, here I go! I'm not done!
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done.
No escape! It's over!
This one's mine.
Try this! Can't move!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
I'm not done yet! Take this! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade! Try this! Inferno Turret! Dragon Swarm!
Don't mind if I do.
Explosive Ray!
Blah, blah, blah.
There are interrupted.
Dragon Swarm!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique.
Come on! It's time! Dragon Swarm! Try harder! My turn! Dragon Swarm!
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though.
As impressive as always.
Here I hoped I was improved.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Dragon Swarm! Slash! Hurricane! Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
With this, I can become even stronger.
That equipment should come in handy.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. First aid! Not on my watch! Hurricane foot! Dance in the wind! Corruption! Air thrust! Thunder blade!
We're mine!
Hurricane blade! Thunder blade!
Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the top! Magic
Try this! Is this it?
Come on!
You have to hold on! Okay, here I go! I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Inferno crossing! This one is mine! Round and pound!
Dragon Swarm!
Ready!
Swallow Blade!
By the power of water!
An Astral Art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Hurricane!
Take this!
Do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go,
Now,
Elton!
it's time to end it! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing
Double
art!
Demon Fang! Now I can let loose!
Look sharp!
Double Demon Fang!
Hurricane foot!
Double Demon Fang! I'm not done!
Archaic waterfall!
Ha!
Sleep now!
Now! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
I've got a really bad feeling about this!
Ignite!
One more!
Dragon Swarm! Try that!
Insects should stay on the
In a
ground.
bind?
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elton!
It's time to end the challenge!
I'm right beside you!
Luna Rondo!
Take
Do it! Leave the enemy's arms to me!
Switch off! No complaints here!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon Swarm!
Far beyond the
This one's mine!
I call upon thee! Hurricane Strike!
You're
This
mine!
one's mine!
The flame inside me, yours to be let free!
Air
Take
Drop!
this! No escape! Luna Rondo!
Lunar Corruption!
You're mine!
Tiger Blade! Now! Gemini! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Great!
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
I'm expert! Hurricane Strike!
You want me? Come get me!
By the power of Fire Blade! Finish now!
I'm done. I won't fight just for the sake of it.
We've got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it! Hi, Hoodle!
Take this! Burn in hell!
Hurricane Strike!
Dragon Swarm!
Going in!
Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm!
Glacial Current!
Swallow Blade!
Tiger Blade! Lion Power!
Here I come!
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Now!
River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! That's what I like to hear.
Do my best!
Take this! Come and face me!
Let the marksman handle this! Here I go! Holy Land!
Hurricane
It's over!
Explosive ring!
Going in! I think we can get through this.
Don't look pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. I'm gone. Glacial Spear. Here's the Freeze Lancer.
Is this it?
Please now. Whoa. More for the Demon Fang. Here's the circle. Thanks. Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Dragon Claw. Make it rain.
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Far beyond the darkest sky. Call upon thee. I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Not in your dream.
Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Stars of light, rain down and purify.
Explosive Ring!
I will heal you all.
Hurricane Strike.
Taking too many hits.
Double Demon Fang!
Away.
Double Demon Fang!
Heal. Blah blah blah. Magic. Holy land.
Ignite!
You got touch the healing circle.
Here I come!
Sending Supernova. Move it now.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Did it!
Yeah. Nice technique.
I'm not done!
Hurricane Strike.
Here I come!
Healing Guardian. Tempest Turn. Glacial Spear. Let's go. Glacial Fire. Lightning Condemned. Here's the
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Radiant.
Go here.
Blue Escape! Dragon Swarm!
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push.
Let's do this together, Alpha.
Guess I had to use it sometime.
Here.
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! You're finished! Luna Rondo!
Holy land!
Take this!
I let my guard down.
You'll pay for that!
Illuminate the dark! I'm all cut up! Holy glimmer! Holy land! Annihilation! By the power of
Take
flame!
this!
Vanish without a
Strike!
trace! Don't mind if I do!
Ha!
Explosion!
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
Do it.
Oh! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Not a chance!
Lightning!
No escape!
Hear me!
Dragon Swarm!
Raging
Swallow
storm!
Blade!
Blood
Take
light!
this!
Do it.
It's over! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough? For us? We should be able to cook here. Alphen, do you understand what's on the line here?
What?
The fish, Alphen. With all these Zeugles around, nobody can give them a good home. Namely, my stomach.
Shion, we can't rush this. If there's a big-time Zeugle waiting for us, we've got to be prepared.
You've got a point.
We can't let some dumb Zoogle beat us. Not with these fish at stake.
I'm pretty sure we're all in it to win it here. Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Thinking some more about how to realize your ideals?
No. Actually, I've been trying not to obsess about it as much as before. I find when I think too much about my ideals, I get hung up on the reality of things and lose sight of what's really important. I know what it's like to go hungry, to lose your family. That should be reason enough to fight for a better society, so nobody else has to. Sorry about that.
Even thinking about things will make you hungry after a while. You wait here. I'll go whip something up for you.
Thanks for the food.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Just impressed at how good of a cook you've become.
Well, we've been on this journey for a while now, so I've had more than a few opportunities to hone my skills.
Yeah, and now I have a good meal in me. There's a simple kind of happiness that comes with that, you know? One that's more powerful and convincing than complicated logic can be.
That reminds me of something Law said, about how talking too much doesn't put food in people's stomachs.
That sounds like Law. But it's true nonetheless. When you get down to it, all you really need is enough food to keep you full and to be surrounded by people you love. Everything else comes second.
Speaking of people you love, I haven't heard you talk about Miguel much lately.
Wow, okay. Way to make me feel like the worst sister ever. But you're right, I haven't. If I'm honest, I think it's because I finally found other people I love just as much. Whatever kind of society we end up having after this, it needs to be a place where I know you all can be happy. That's my starting point for now. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.